meeting for today is to go over videos. We call it video darshan with Srila Govinda Maharaj. So these are all videos of Gurudev giving darshan at a particular point in time in a particular place. And some of them are, in big halls with many people giving public lecture, and some are very intimate with just a few devotees in his home in Navadvip in Calcutta, just speaking on a personal level with the devotees there. So all of them are full of affection and joy and spiritual instruction. So we're very fortunate that we have these videos. Many devotees around the world have filmed Gurudev and collected these treasures. And today we get to go over one of those video darshans. Jai Gurudev. And also we want to dive deep into them, because like if we're going to see the video, we do definitely want to make sure that everybody understands everything. Anybody has any questions or any comments, that we can stop the video and proceed in that line. So please don't feel shy at all. We're all here together to get some sadhu sangha and understand what Gurudev is giving us.
Jai, that was a very beautiful introduction by Chinmoy Prabhu, and he's been doing this seva of subtitling very, for a long time now. It's been several years, and it's difficult seva, and he's been very steadily doing that and uploading these wonderful subtitled videos. So he's the inspiration behind all of this. And Devashish Prabhu has joined us. We're hoping he'll share his wisdom. Our inspiration is, to hear Gurudev and also hear, insight from the senior Vaishnavas. So we're fortunate we have Devashish Prabhu and others. Suvasini Didi is also very qualified, and then others here, Govinda Nandini also, and others, senior Vaishnavas, Radhana Rupini, Prema Sindhu Prabhu, Krishna Chani, and others. So what format do you think we should do we want to follow a particular format? How should we do it? Like maybe watch 15 minutes and then have reflections, or should we have it free? Anybody can stop at any moment and ask for a pause, with either a question, if someone has a question on something Gurudev has said, or if someone wants to add a comment to elaborate on something Gurudev has said, either or both welcome. So anyone have any thoughts on that? We've been doing this with our ladies meeting Fridays. We've just kept it kind of open, where everyone's welcome to just kind of jump in and ask for it to be paused. Should we do it like that? What do you think, Devashish Prabhu? You're muted.
Oh, sorry about that. Yes, done what. Yeah, whatever has worked so far, let's continue with that.
Okay, we'll do that. So everyone, please feel free to ask for the video to be paused. Govinda Nandini is kindly, hosting this, and she'll be playing the video. So you can request her to pause at any time if you want to add something to what Gurudev has said to explain, or if you want to ask a question about what Gurudev has said, either is wonderful. So should we dive in then?
And from which video are we beginning?
My thought was that we start from the beginning, from when Chinmoy started uploading to his channel. Then that way we can move forward in a systematic, chronological way. Does that work for Chinmoy Prabhu? Do you think that's a good idea, or did you have something else in mind?
No particular. Because chronologically, it's just the videos I've done have been posted in there's no like actual chronological order, so we can choose from anywhere.
Okay, okay. Well, just from my experience in our meetings, we sometimes we get lost, and because we do that, we jump around, and then we kind of like we kind of just lose track of where we were and what's the next one. And so that was just my suggestion. We start from the first one that you uploaded, and then we can remember, you know.
Is this the first one? 910300?
It's a very nice video, I have to say.
Okay, so I'll click on it.
This Giriraj is a good man, is he, Maharaj? What? Yes, very
Oh,
good.
oh, wait. It's in Portuguese subtitles.
Someone did the Portuguese subtitles. Who do we have to thank for that? Govinda Nandini.
Oh,
Jai.
no.
And soon there will be Spanish subtitles for this as well.
This Giriraj is a good man, is he, Maharaj? What? Yes, very good. I cannot say how much good, how much, how much, or how many, I do not know. Very, very good.
Can you pause for a moment? I'm just, right off the bat, this could be confusing for some persons. When Gurudev's referring not to Giriraj, the deity, but to a particular panda. Maybe David Shish was saying more, but I believe he was someone who was very dear to Srila Sridhar Maharaj and connected with Saraswati Thakur's mission. Do you know about him, Prabhu?
Yeah, yeah, I met him a few times.
Oh wow!
He was the panda of that area of Vrindavan, Govardhan, and Giriraj Panda. And he's the son of Balaram Panda, and Balaram Panda was the Saraswati Thakur's panda in Govardhan. And the legend is that that Saraswati Thakur told Balaram Panda, "When I leave the world, I'll come to your house." And on the day of his disappearance, Balaram Panda said that he was sitting in his house, which is very close to our mott in Govardhan, and he said suddenly Saraswati Thakur appeared there and said, "Balaram, I have come." So anyway, I didn't meet Balaram Panda, but his son Giriraj Panda, he used to take us around Govardhan, and I don't know if he's still alive or if he passed away. I don't know, but a few times I met with him. Once I went to his house, very close to Manasi Ganga.
Wow.
And yeah, I first time I met him was with Gurudev, and Gurudev said to me, "Give some money to him." So I had to give him some money. That was my introduction. Almost immediately, "Oh, this is Giriraj Panda," and I bowed down to him, and Gurudev said, "Give some money to him." So yes.
Hi. Wow, that's amazing to hear. Amazing.
And he bought the little girl. You know the story about the little girl that was worshipping the Anu Giriraj.
Please share with the group.
Yeah. So when they discovered the Govardhan Shila on the land which our ashram is now built, at that time there was nothing there at all. But when they were excavating, they found the big Giriraj Govardhan Shila, which is in the installed in the temple there, and Gurudev called all the pandas, local pandas, to confirm, yes, it's Giriraj. It's not just a stone. It's actually Giriraj. So and then on the day of laying the foundation stone, so they made Gurudev had like a hut made there, concrete hut with a corrugated roof, and Giriraj, Giriraj, as Gurudev named him, put him there in the in that shed. Basically, that's what it was, a shed, and he was just staying there until the day when Gurudev was going to lay the foundation stone. But after a few days, they could see that somebody had been coming there every day and doing some puja there. There was some kumkum, and there was some incense and flowers and various things there. So then Gurudev asked Giriraj Panda, please find who has been doing this puja. And Gurudev, in the meantime, he was doing all of the ceremony for the foundation, laying the foundation stone and everything. And then maybe about an hour into the ceremony, Giridhari Panda, and he was really tall man. He was maybe, like over 6 feet tall, maybe getting on to 7 feet tall, very tall. And he came walking in, and he's holding hands with this little girl who's maybe 5 years old, little girl. So this is like the giant and this little girl walking with him, holding hands. And they spoke, and they told Gurudev, oh, this little girl, she's been coming here every day and doing puja to Giriraj instinctively. So then at that point, they were just going to make like the first offering to Giriraj. So they had some sweets from the local sweet vendors and so on. And so Gurudev told her, you make the offering. You please offer these sweets to Giriraj. And on the Giriraj, you can see naturally in the stone where his mouth is, where his face is, everything. You can see it like imprinted on in the I would say, like the cut of the rock, if you like, like naturally it's there. So naturally you can see this is his mouth. So then she took that that plate of sweets, and she took one sweet, like a sandesh or burfi or something, in her hand, and where the mouth was, she pushed it on the mouth of Giri, and she's saying, cow baba, cow, eat. Mm-hmm. You eat, like this way. And Gurudev was very, very much delighted to see that kind of
You were there. You witnessed that yourself.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah. Wow. It was a very beautiful time. Yeah, so this is who Gurudev is referring to here.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Wow, well, thank you so much for that insight. And can you also, I've never been totally clear what is meant by a panda, some type of priest?
Yeah, it's just like you could say like a hereditary priest of the area. They have pandas at different areas of Govardhan and Vrindavan. So that like it's considered, this area of Vrindavan, this family of pandas, they're the priests of this area, if you like, like the local priest. So Balaram Panda was considered to be the panda of that area of Govardhan where our mott is and where Manasi Ganga is, and all of that area. And so naturally his son, because it's all very hereditary, his son became the panda after his father passed away. Mm-hmm. And that's Giriraj Panda.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Yes. Mm-hmm. Nice. All right. Should we go back to the video unless anyone else has any comment or question?
One thing I would like to say concerning sharing the video, we have an option for share with video optimization, so that the video does not lag when we watch it from our side. Maybe we can like stop sharing and then restart sharing the screen, and then there is an option for optimize for video.
Where is the option? Is it in Zoom or in YouTube?
In Zoom.
I saw it.
In Zoom.
It's here.
Okay, cool. Dandavat Suyash Prabhu. So many wonderful devotees here today.
बहुत अच्छा है। हम बोलता है कि कितना अच्छा है हम नहीं कह सकते। बहुत बहुत अच्छा, बहुत अच्छा। I was looking in the house, very small, and all panda of India, they are big, giant. They are many crores of rupees of panda, but they want money, they want money. But he is not wanting anything from me, and every time he is spending for me.
Big difference.
Big difference, Maharaj. That is, his house is very small, not, yeah. And whole Gaudiya Math have love for him. But everybody taking facility from him. But Guru Maharaj is not that. Guru Maharaj is always giving something. His sister's wedding time, Guru Maharaj gives money. And also when his brother going to Guru Maharaj, every time Guru Maharaj is giving something to his father. I am also trying to give something always, but not what he is doing, not like that.
Yeah, but he's sitting in front of me, one and two looks nice. I'm giving this to them down.
It is some problem, I think, in the Western world. But son, if father and mother not together, then there is problem for son. And we feel it. One way it is very good, I think. No attachment too much. Indian very attached with family. That is, they are rounding Bhurbhuva Samahajana Tava Shattalok Tala Tal Vital Talatal Rasatal Patal 14th ward. Indians rounding. And they cannot go out from that circle. That is, they have much attachment with son, with daughter, with husband, with father, with mother. And that way we can say the Western world have better chance to go cross over the Brahmanda. They have less attachment with this mundane world. But if they will practice Krishna consciousness, they must get better facility. That is, they have no much attachment. They are not thinking about father, mother, or husband, or wife. Thinking, but not much. Anything difficulty, then detach. One girl, my disciple, 19 years old, she said me, I asked, where are you living and what are you doing? She said, I am not living with my father and mother. I asked her, why are you not living? You are 19 years old. Oh, my mother is very affectionate with me. That is, I cannot tolerate. Where are you living? I have one apartment, I am living there. Are you going to see your mother? Yes, I am going time to time, 15 days or 1 month I am going once to see my mother. That is, she has much affection and daughter cannot tolerate. That way, attachment with this mandate is very less attachment, less than India. That way, we can tell they have better chance to cross this mundane environment. Madhyakorshan ki bole? Specific gravity of earth, no? That is called Madhyakorshan.
Gravity. It is also Govinda Maharaj, you can see north and south. People in the north, much less attachment. South Italy, Spain, South America, very attached family. Very strong together. Many times if one person wants to become Bhakta, family is very upset. But if he's very strong, then all family become Bhakta. Yeah? Because cannot give up connection.
And not pole, there are no only magnet,
Penguins.
much magnet, not pole. And from that North Pole can go out from this earth. Ahankara vimuktanam kesavo nahi durava. Ahankara jutanam cha madhye patpatara. That attachment and ego, both is very obstruction to reach that advanced plane. Then one way we can say it is very good. But the other way, if not they are practicing Krishna consciousness, then what is their future? Eating, sleeping, ahara nidra bhayamaithunancha samanya metat pasuvir naranam dharmo hitesam adhiko visesho dharmen hina pasuri samana. If there is religion, then everything is okay. And not their religion, then what they do? Like beast. Shastra, scripture said, like beast. They are spending time on it. Feeding, sleeping, producing some, and fearfulness, many quality. Common thing with this. And after death coming and taking. But dharmo hitesam adhiko vishesho. And dharma actually this service life, practicing Krishna consciousness, that is real dharma. Jive swarupai Krishna nityadas, Krishna tatastha shakti vidave pradas. The duty is only one, and that is service to Krishna. And that is our life's goal. And if they want to take that, they can get it very quick. And we are looking also. When Srila Swami Maharaj started his preaching, 1 year he cannot do anything. He spent 1 year for looking and collecting. But after 1 year, he is getting response. And within 10 years, all over the world he spread. He spread Krishna consciousness. And now, some shortage moto, like cover, some cover come. And it is covered. Many of the practitioners are hard. And when cover go out, that is ego. Ego and attachment. The ego is the super cover. and easily cannot cut that cover, or cannot out that cover. But necessary to make out. Then we will see Krishna is very near to me. Ahankara Bhutanam cha madhye parvatashaya ahankara vimuktanam kesavo nagita. That is the main thing. And practicing life, following that 9 kind of bhakti. That is Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Bhagavad Archanam, Vandanam, Dasam, that way. And that is the whole thing of life. Your Govardhan Giriraj Puja is such a spectacle. What happened? Today I cannot come actually. I am sick today. But I am thinking many devotees will go tomorrow from Vrindavan. They will come again, but I not be that time with them. Then I want to come quick and pay my dandavat to Govardhan with the devotee. And it is very dear place of Thakur. Gaurkishan Darbaji Maharaj, Jagannath Darbaji Maharaj, all they stayed somewhere in Govardhan, Giriraj. And Guru Maharaj Vankam, he also stayed in Govardhan. Most of his time he spent, and every day Guru Maharaj is doing parikrama Govardhan. 14 miles, maybe, 14 miles. Every day doing parikrama 14 miles. And after 1 month, April 15th or 16th, from April 15th or 16th, 1 month, if you come that time, you will see the full Govardhan town. People coming, going and making dandavat, full dandavat parikrama. You have seen full dandavat parikrama doing in the road? And that time many, thousands people every day doing dandavat parikrama.
Maybe we could just stop real quick. Just like to explain what a full Dandavat parikrama is. Parikrama. That means that they are going around Govardhan Hill, which is 14 miles, and they make their Dandavats, and at the place where their hand ends, they get up, they walk to that point, and then they make Dandavats again. And they keep doing that for the full 14 miles. Dandavat parikrama. So I just want to explain that, what that actually means. Seems very intense.
Very nice. Thanks for explaining, Chinmoy Prabhu. And I also wanted to add one thought that came to my mind. Just in one place, in one talk of Gurudev, he mentioned that he said, when I go to Vrindavan, I'm not thinking so much. So this is where this Leela of Krishna happened. This is where this Leela with the gopis happened. But I'm thinking more about my gurus, like where Guru Maharaj liked to go, where Gorkishore Das Babaji Maharaj liked to go, and where Saraswati Thakur liked to stay, and what was their Leela there, what was their meditation there. And Gurudev was mentioning just now, mentioning different places, mentioning some of our Guru Varga, right? And in connection with Govardhan. And so I was reminded of that, this is this is a feeling of genuine, Vaishnavata, always seeing through the lens of Guru, not going directly to that higher Leela, but approaching it through the lens of the mood of our gurus, and that feeling. Gurudev is showing that real feeling that, I don't have real appreciation for that highest thing, but my gurus have that appreciation, and I'm appreciating my gurus. This is the real mood and example that Srila Govinda Maharaj has showed us. And here I felt was a very nice example of that. Ganga Leela's asking, how long does it take? Can you say, can anyone say?
I imagine that people do it in portions. That's my imagination. I'm not sure if that's actually, but I've never actually seen it happening.
I've seen people doing it, but I don't think that, like when it said Guru Maharaj used to do that every day, he didn't do Dandavat Parikram every day. He would just do the ordinary walking Parikram. But both times when I've done Govardhan Parikram, we've done it in 2 days. Because halfway there's a path that you can go back, which takes us back to where our ashram is, and then the next day they start from that and go the next day. But sometimes the devotees do it in 1 day. But Dandavat Parikram, I think, would take like all day and all night, at least.
I think it will take a few days or sometimes even more, like
Yeah.
one. I mean, they just stop at that place and then they start again the next morning from that place. Like,
Right.
take a, sometimes, as much as they can do in 1 day. Yeah.
I also just like to mention too the vision of the Paramahamsa of Gurudev, seeing the Western world and then seeing our good qualities of not being very attached. Any problem, then detach.
It's very funny. Just yesterday I was discussing this point with kind of Priya, because one of our neighbors, she has problems with her children, and she was complaining because some inheritance had automatically gone to her children. The mother is complaining that some of her money had gone to her children, and we were thinking, wow, what is this world that we live in, But from Gurudev's like transcendental vision, we can appreciate her detachment from family life, All right, anyone else has any comments, or should we go back?
I was really getting lost in that film, actually. It's like being there. I forgot that we were all not there. It was like being there with Gurudev. Let's go back.
One question. In the line of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, this Dandavat Parikrama is not being done. Emphasis is put on seva, service, no?
Yes, somebody doing.
Somebody doing? In the line of Bhakti Siddhanta, somebody's doing?
Line is okay, no problem. But Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's line actually main is service line. Service to Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan. That is the main line. And two kinds of devotee. Saraswati Thakur is Goshanandi. And another one group is Bhajananandi. They also in the line of Saraswati Thakur. But very few, like Krishnadas Babaji, and let Gauridas Pandit. He took sannyas from Guru Maharaj also. His name was Acharya Maharaj. He is doing 24 hours of Harinam, not sleeping, only eating time. That time also he is doing Harinam. And he's staying in Kama. But this way he spent 18 years or 12 years. 12 years, yes. Then he went to Guru Maharaj. And he had a higher position than Babaji Maharaj, Krishnadas Babaji. And Krishnadas Babaji also every day remembering him and paying Dandavat. After 12 years, he gone to Guru Maharaj. and told Guru Maharaj, I have done bhajan, but I have not got much anything. For 24 hours I have done it. Then I need your kripa. Then Guru Maharaj asked him what he wants to do. I need sannyas, not Babaji. It is our Guru Maharaj's custom. Then I need sannyas. Then Guru Maharaj gave him sannyas and named Acharya Bhakti Deshik Acharya. Deshik, no? He's not. And now he disappeared. He was in company. And like that, few, very few, but also they are in the line of Saraswati Thakur. Saraswati Thakur told it is worshipable by us, the dress of Babaji and position of Babaji. But that Babaji must be actual Babaji. Otherwise, by dress Babaji, not worshipable. They have renounced life, no doubt, but they are nothing we are looking. That is, we cannot think they are following proper line. But someone maybe, that is very rare. Saraswati Thakur come to Radhakunda by his motor car and told, I have not seen a real Vaishnava here. All Babaji living here, but they are trying only, but not getting anything, trying always.
Maybe you can pause, Govinda Nandi. You don't need to leave. No, stay. Let's stay having Gurudev's darshan, please. You can go back to the video, please. Just for those who aren't so familiar, little context and background. Gurudev started out referring to these two terms, Goshtyanandi and Bhajananandi, and referring to two types of Vaishnavas. Bhajananandi refers to a Vaishnava who prefers to practice internally in a solitary way, doing Nam Bhajan, service to the name, and not in the mood of preaching or mixing with so many people. And then Goshtyanandi refers to those who are in the mood of distributing Krishna consciousness, and they have that inspiration to preach and share the message. And both are authentic moods of Vaishnavas. But the problem, which Gurudev is referring to, is that there are many who they imitate the mood of the Bhajananandi, and in Vrindavan especially, you'll find many of these Babajis, they live very lives of extreme austerity, simplicity. They practice in a very solitary way, but they're largely going through the motions, following these practices, but without real realization. And often because they want to make some name for themselves, And so this was one of the things that Saraswati Thakur was quite heavily against, and he emphasized the need to be part of an active group, serving and spreading the message that's more authentic for someone who's at a beginner stage. So yeah, and there was this famous incident when Saraswati Thakur, after the Vrindavan Prikrama, in an address to his disciples, he put his hand against his forehead and said, "Oh, I'm very unfortunate. I went through the whole of Vrindavan and I couldn't find a single Vaishnava," which was shocking for them because they're thinking, "Oh, we're in Vrindavan. There must be so many pure Vaishnavas here." But Saraswati Thakur said, "I couldn't find one pure Vaishnava here." So this is kind of some background. There was a question, who are the two sannyasis on Gurudev's left-hand side? Paramadwaiti Maharaj was there, and Baby Devashish Prabhu recognizes.
The other was Narsingha Maharaj, Bhakti Gaurava Narsingha Maharaj,
Oh, okay.
who's passed away a few years ago now.
Okay. They both took sannyas from Srila Sridhar Maharaj, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
I just have one little quick question too, because I've seen Guru Maharaj make this movement where it's almost like he just touches one finger to the forehead to express dismay or shock or something like that. Do you know if that's an actual Indian expression or something? No. Okay.
Yes, yeah, they do.
It is.
Yes, yeah, they do like this.
It's not just with one finger though. It seems like he does it like with.
Yeah, I just do like this, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Actually, I've seen Suvasini do that. It's like, oh my goodness, oh my. Does anyone want to add anything else, Devashish, before we continue? Or anyone have a question at this point? Okay.
Your knowledge, who's real Babaji?
I am Saraswati. What can I see? How can I see? Yeah, big eyes, and I have small eyes.
But
Actually-
that was my question was going that way. Does it mean that all the people who do actually this Dandavat Parikrama, that they're influenced by some other line?
Yes, that is Vallabh Sampradaya. Vallabh Sampradaya. Vallabhacharya Sampradaya. Especially influenced from there. But Gaudiya Vaishnava also doing that. Many of Gaudiya Vaishnava, they are also doing. But consciousness, everything is in consciousness. If they are not conscious, then full Dandavat give punya. Punya karma.
Yeah. Penance.
Penance. Pious. Result. They must get. When physically doing anything that is not pure consciousness, they are doing many things but not pure consciousness. That is the problem. Gaurkishadar Babaji Maharaj chanting Hare Krishna, thinking about Govinda temple and telling they are entering one dog. In Vrindavan, he is in Navati. Telling, in temple, going one dog, ousting, like that. That is consciousness. Main thing is consciousness.
But we can see that the consciousness is very polluted very easily. Maybe by doing wrong consciousness Dandavat Parikrama, or by doing wrong consciousness preaching with some pratishta motive. It is how can we make sure that we are on the right track with our consciousness, which is so easily dragged into this way, that way. It's always being pulled.
Yes, Maharaj, it is possible. Possibility, 99% possibility there. And that is the thinking matter. And we pray to Nityananda Prabhu. He must save from the delusion. It is not so easy. General practicing, there is no problem. But when any special kind of practice, you will try there are many disturbance. And only way, Das Goswami said, when you will be in trouble from Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Mada, Moha, Matsarya, you chant the name of the Vaishnavas and loudly, and pray to the Vaishnava, give me strength for cross that illusion. Das Goswami sloka.
Chant the name of the Vaishnavas.
Vaishnava. In Manosikha. That I forgot that sloka.
That is why we're chanting in Kali Kukura, Kalan, all the name of the Vaishnavas.
Yes. Maharaj.
In the line of Das Goswami.
Yes, Dr. Tagore. And that is necessary.
But also maybe necessary chanting the name of the Vaishnavas who are actually in our living surrounding.
Yes.
It is not so easy to relate to them unless you read the Chaitanya Charitamrita every day. Chant some names you don't know.
And very near to us, Srila Gurudev. We pray to Gurudev, send, and what we can say.
Can we stop 1 second?
Now I pray.
I would just like to mention a couple of points that he's making there, because I've heard him make it in other occasions, and it's about prayer. Because as we progress in our spiritual life, we will be attacked by all those things he mentioned: greed, anger, lust. And really important is prayer, that we pray to Nityananda Prabhu, that they may be our only shelter, praying to them. I think that's a really important point that he's making there. And there was another point too that I forgot. But also, like that gentleman or that Vaishnava was mentioning, that like praying not only to the Vaishnavas, but the ones who are in our surroundings, the ones that we have familiarity with, Gurudev, Guru Maharaj.
And also I remember on the subject of prayer, when somebody said to Guru Maharaj, Maharaj, I don't feel any inspiration to pray. I don't feel within me any ability to properly pray. And Guru Maharaj's reply was, can you pray for the inspiration to be able to pray? So yeah, prayer is very, very important.
Yeah, and the other point he makes is that like the more you progress in Krishna consciousness, the finer the disturbances are. Like in the beginning, in a general practicing way, there are some general disturbances, but the more you progress, the finer and finer these disturbances are. And I think then the more the necessity for prayer.
Yeah, maybe it's not finer disturbance. It's just that finer things disturb you than they did initially. You don't even notice all the finer things when you first come. You only see, that guy's not wearing any Tulsi Mala. What's wrong with him? But like later on, much more subtle things are coming in your consciousness that maybe you didn't even think about before.
I have faith. I can remember it's not Panchatatva Nityananda Prabhu. Many of the
some of the devotees were asking what was the meaning of the puja to Govardhana, refugee love, milk, abhishek to Govardhana.
This is the process of doing puja of Govardhana. They are giving milk, Giriraj, and cow milk. Giriraj like, that is they are putting cow milk to Giriraj's head. And also offering to Pera. And that way they are worshipping Giriraj here. And Giriraj is happy. That is the rules of Giriraj Puja. That they are following. But before not was like this. We are not going there actually. In Giriraj, their puja happening. Or I came first here. That time Guru Maharaj said, not go there, make the move from here. And we are doing that. But after that, I am looking, everybody going there and giving puja, doing that. And what shall I tell? Mahaprabhu also told, don't go up to Giriraj hill. Now I am also doing puja there. I'm looking all the acharya, everybody going there. If I try to make another rule, they not will follow me. And I need some of my group for worshipping my Guru Maharaj.
Maybe we could stop here too.
Something.
Just to explain, maybe we can explain what this instruction is, not to go on Govardhan Hill, where it's coming from.
Well, you can explain, Chinmoy.
Yes, but I've talked enough. Maybe Vishaka, if you can explain this.
I mean, I think mostly everybody knows, simply that is the instruction of our gurus, because we worship Giriraj Govardhan is non-different with Krishna. So we are advised not to climb onto the hill. And I'm trying to remember, Mahaprabhu gave, was it 4 instructions to Jagadananda Pandit? I think that was one of them. Is that right?
Yeah, that's where I think it's coming from.
When Jagadananda Pandit, no, sorry, it was, Mahaprabhu gave those instructions, right, to Jagadananda Pandit when he visited Vrindavan, when he was going to visit Vrindavan, to stay in the care of Rupa and Sanatan, to follow the guidance of the senior Vaishnavas, not to mix too closely with the locals, the Brajabasis, not to climb Govardhan Hill. And was the 4th one not to stay too long?
Yes.
Those were the 4 instructions. And actually I had, and previously there was this deity there, which is now in Rajasthan, right? And so sometimes persons had the desire to climb the hill just to see that deity, but Mahaprabhu did not allow that. But it's interesting, and Chaitanya Charitamrita describes some incidents where Rupa and Sanatan, they had the desire to see that deity, but they also didn't want to climb the hill. And so the deity, this Gopal deity, by his own, trickery, made some arrangements by which he was taken down the hill. And so they got to have his darshan, which I find very beautiful. It's kind of an affirmation of the practice of faith, right? That we think we can be very rigid and calculate things within our limited sphere. But when the Lord wants to give something or do something, he will find a way to do it. So the Lord wanted to reciprocate with their desire to have his darshan. So he made some trickery. There was some fear of a Muslim attack. And so the deity was taken down the hill like that. So, but I actually had a question. I'm not quite following. Maybe David Shishu can say what Gurudev is exactly referring to. Just now, he's saying something about going to one particular place and persons won't follow me, or do you know what Gurudev was referring to, Prabhu?
I think he's saying that now, that many of the places that we go to in Govardhan, they are actually on the Govardhan hill now, where previously we wouldn't venture that far, if you like. But he's saying, then he said before that, when I came with Guru Maharaj, we didn't go there. We just made our obeisances and we stayed. But now that arrangement has kind of been made, it's on the Parikram path, everything. If I now try and make a different arrangement, no one's going to follow me. They're not going to follow that. I think that's what he's saying.
That adds up. That adds up. Right. Then he's saying, then I'm tolerating. He's making a compromise.
Yeah.
I see.
And maybe it's also worth mentioning that Guru Maharaj also told us in the first time that I went to Vrindavan was with Gurudev. I didn't, in the time of Srila Sridhar Maharaj, I didn't go to Vrindavan at all. I only went to Navadvip. And although not many, but some of my godbrothers went there, I'm just thinking, what will I see there when Guru Maharaj is here in Navadvip? I just go there and make offenses. So I went, the very first time I went was with Srila Govinda Maharaj. And we all went on the train together on the Tufan Express from Howrah. But when we were there, of course, we went to Radha Kund, which is also in that Govardhan area. And many of our devotees were swimming in the Radha Kund. And not just the Western devotees, but some of the senior Indian devotees also, sannyasis, and I was quite shocked to see that. And Tirtha Maharaj, he came and sat by me, and he said to me, like a little kind of cheeky way, he said, "Oh, Prabhu, you're not going in?" And I said, "No, Maharaj, you know that Guru Maharaj told us we're forbidden to actually go in the Radha Kund, to touch it with our feet, the most sacred place, which is considered to be Srimati Radharani herself. We don't touch that with our feet." And he said, "Yes." And I said, "So why they're doing?" And he said, "Because they did not hear that from Guru Maharaj." Not everybody heard from Guru Maharaj, obviously. And of course, it wasn't just Guru Maharaj, that was Saraswati Thakur's instruction also. So not to actually physically go in the Radha Kund, but just to take some water and put it on our head, and also not to physically walk on the Govardhan hill. So, and generally we're not doing that. We're not like venturing off the Parikram path, so to say.
Govind Nandini, I think you can close the video now. We're just kind of at the end of our meeting. David Shishbu, sorry, I didn't totally follow. You're saying Tirtha Maharaj was surprised that you weren't going in?
No, he was just asking me to, I think he was just like testing, did I know what Guru Maharaj had said about that?
Oh, I see.
So he said, you these devotees, they're all going in, but you're not going in. Why you're not going in? I said, because I heard Guru Maharaj tell that we're forbidden, and Saraswati Thakur forbid us to go to touch the Radha Kund with our feet. And he said, "Yes, Prabhu, it is correct." So, and then I said, "So why they're going?" Because they were also like senior Indian sannyasis of our mission, who were actually going in, as well as the Western devotees who were actually physically taking a bath there. And I said, so why they're doing it?
Senior Indian sannyasis in our mission.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There were like two with us on that party, and they went in, and many of the Western devotees, they also went in. But seeing them following their example, they thought, oh, we should also. And so then I asked Tirtha Maharaj, so why they're going in? And his reply was, because they have not heard that from Guru Maharaj. Can only be the only explanation is they hadn't heard that from Guru Maharaj or Saraswati Thakur, then. So so we are, we need to, these are serious things. And we don't, and just the physical, like Gurudev just said, just the physically doing something isn't actually doing it. So it's about the consciousness. And if we're thinking, that just by physically taking a bath in Radha Kund, we're fulfilling that, how the Upadeshamrita says, who even once takes a bath there and so on, that's not taking bath in Radha Kund. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It's that putting our dirty feet in the sacred pond of Srimati Radharani. It's terrible. Anyway, and I think there was something in the chat asking something about the walking on the hill or something. I saw something.
Radhana Rupini is asking for clarification, trying to understand. Is it that they're making temples more on the hill now, or like how did it change from the time of Srila? Is that right, Radhana Rupini? That's what you're asking.
I was just wondering is it because, like I think of environment as like soil erosion, or is it, something, and so therefore or are just people getting up on the hill where they're not supposed to be? I mean, I don't understand. I haven't been there since 1975, so I haven't been to Govardhan since that time, so I don't know.
I think you would probably be quite shocked at how much has changed since then. I mean, I was certainly shocked from the first time when I went with Gurudev to when I went recently, like a few years ago, that how much everything has changed in the whole Vrindavan, because it's become, there's so much commercial and people want to make money, and so yes, new temples have come up, and then there's some opportunity. They've adjusted the Parikram path, and now it mounts the hill in some places, so this is what Gurudev is saying.
I went in 2010, but I didn't go to Govardhan. I just went other places. But
right.
In regards to the Radha Kund, Shama Kund, even I heard, and I consider myself to be a tiddlywink. I heard that you're not supposed to go into the water, so we just took and put on our head.
Yeah.
The only body of water I went into was the Ganga to chant my Gayatri once, and that was it. You don't go into those bodies of water. You just take and put on your head. Respect.
Correct. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Does anyone else have any final questions or comments?
I would just like to say that this is just how fortunate we are that we're getting this finer high consciousness. We're hearing this. We're getting this opportunity to understand about these higher pastimes and in the correct way. So, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev. With consciousness.
Can I say one thing? I've never met Govinda Maharaj, and this is pretty much the first class I heard from him, and what a smile. And what a smile. I mean, it's like the most friendly, inviting, kind face smile I've heard of his glories.
Jai.
Yeah, sometimes I stop listening to what he's saying, to tell you the truth.
And I'm feeling really grateful. For me, I tried on my own to watch the YouTubes, without the subtitles, and it was just not working for me. I had such a hard time. The struggle was too big, and so and then so thank you for the subtitles, really, really helpful. But also it's still, I must say, it's still hard for me to watch something for like an hour or something by myself. So for me this year, where we take breaks and where there is something, elaborate and bring it into the now, it's very, very effective. I'm so thankful because I haven't found my way in. So now I'm like, yay. Thank you so much for helping me on the way in so I can have that darshan.
And Gangalila, I actually wanted to mention, I think that was great that you put in a few questions in the chat, because like it feels awkward to stop every like 5 minutes, but if like short things like what does this word mean, if someone writes that in the chat, then it's very kind of easy to answer and it doesn't interrupt the flow. So I really I appreciated that you did that. So yeah, I think that's a nice format to continue.
Yay, great. So we already know how to proceed.
Mm-hmm. I have one tiny question before we close. Piera, what is that, Piera? Can someone say that?
Oh, it's pera. It's a sweet, a milk sweet.
Okay.
It's a type of burfi that's a round milk sweet.
I remember now that sweet. Yes,
yeah.
I remember now. So they offer that to Giriraj. That's sweet.
Yeah, in fact, not the first time, but when I was with Gurudev in Govardhan, I was very fortunate that one morning when we were there, I just happened to be in the right place at the right time, and he said, "Come on, let's go." And just he and I and his servant, we went for a walk around Manasiganga, and
wow.
and we went to the temple of Haridev, and around that area. And Gurudev was telling me all the stories of when he was there with Guru Maharaj, and he was telling me how that he was saying, oh, this temple wasn't even built when I came in with Guru Maharaj, and he said, and I would swim in the Manasiganga, and he said, and Guru Maharaj was very afraid because that time there was a crocodile that lived in the water there, and it had actually eaten some people that had been swimming in there. And Guru Maharaj was saying, come out, there's a crocodile. And Gurudev was saying, no, Maharaj, it's okay, it's all right. Gurudev very fearless. And anyway, we were going around, and he took me to the temple of Haridev, first time I'd been there. And he said, oh, the deity of Krishna here. It's a very, I don't know if you've been there, but it's a very like ancient temple. And there was just a little boy as the pujari there, maybe like 10 years old or something, and just a few other people. And I went with Gurudev there, and he said, "Oh, this deity of Krishna was installed here by Krishna's great grandson," and many things. But what I wanted to say was about the pera. We were going round, and they were just opening their sweet shops as we were going by to start their day's trade, and they're like taking the cloth off all the sweets they'd prepared earlier. And then one man was making his offering of those sweets to Giriraj. And so he put one of each sweet on a plate, and Gurudev pointed it out to me. He said, watch how he offers this. And he then the man took the plate and just offered it to the Govardhan hill directly, like this. But look how sweet is that. This is how they do their every day. This way, I think, is very nice. So yeah, it was very beautiful.
Wow!
Anyway,
wow, amazing.
Some remembrance of that time with Gurudev and Govardhan.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's incredible! Incredible, you had that experience of Gurudev.
Yeah,
wow.
Just in the right time at the right, the right place at the right time.
Wow. Well, I personally want to express my gratitude to such a beautiful group here today, tuning in from all over the world, and especially to Devashish Prabhu, who's shared so much insight and Chinmoy Prabhu also, and also Govinda Nandini kindly hosting, and everyone bringing their sweet participation. And should we close then? Chinmoy
Yeah.
Prabhu, you want to give some key jais, final key jais?
Jai Sparika Shishigu Garanga Gandharva Govinda Sundar Ju ki jai.
Jai.
Jai Om Vishvat Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Deva Samaraj ki jai.
Jai.
Jai Om Vishvat Srila Bhakti Rakshira Deva Samaraj ki jai.
Jai.
Jai Om Vishvat Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki jai.
Jai.
Jai Om Vishvat Srila Gaura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Jai Om Vishvat Srila Satchitananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai.
Jai.
Jai Om Vishvat Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Shri Upanugugu Varga ki jai.
Jai.
Jai Haridas Thakur ki jai.
Jai.
Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Sapashada Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Sapashada Shri Mahaprabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Navadip Dham ki jai.
Jai.
Vrindavan Dham ki jai.
Jai.
Shri Govardhan Dham ki jai.
Jai.
Samaveda Vaishnava Mandala ki jai.
Jai.
Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Bhakta Devidasi ki jai.
Jai.
Prabhu ki jai.
Jai.
All the devotees ki jai. Harinam Sankirtana ki jai.
Jai.
Namaste.
Hri,
All
Hri.
glories to the assembled devotees.
Jai.
Om.